Hi, Saturday. Saturday football day. Spurs are playing Stoke. Millwall are playing Coventry, and I'm a bit disappointed because they're in Scotland for the first time for about 4 years. There's a Celtic and Rangers game, which is probably the biggest rivalry in the whole of football worldwide, I'd say. And for the last few weeks, since the season started, I've been watching first, like early on a Saturday morning, a Scots game, and I was expecting it to be on BT. This is BT Sport, and I was expecting this morning to be able to see the Old Firm game, Celtic and Rangers. And when I switched on, I just gone back from a run, and I've been on a long run this morning. It was Dover versus Fisher Athletic, which is it's about as low as you can get in football, short of watching a pub side. In fairness, Fisher Athletic are interesting as much they're one of the first sports teams where the whole playing squad has gone vegan. So yeah, that's by the by. First thing this morning, I got some absolutely delightful news. My friend Rachel got in touch with me, and her daughter has had a little boy, Levi. So Rachel is now a grandmother, and I'm sure she won't mind me saying that. And I'm looking forward to seeing the little fella, meeting him, and welcome him to Cambridge and my world. Anyway, yeah, and this week, me and my daughter on Thursday, we've got to go and sort of like bury my mum's ashes. And my mum passed away at Christmas, and we had the funeral in January, and we both thought that all this had been taken care of. That it was agreed that the ashes would be buried with my dad, and it hasn't yet happened. And I think the trouble was, I think when the funeral was going on, we were both so overwhelmed with what was going on that we didn't really concentrate on what was happening. So I've had sort of like birth on my mind and death on my mind, and it sort of brings me to like kind of thinking about religion and rituals. And as I've said before when I was talking about religion, I don't have a problem with religion, as such. Ever since I've been studying yoga, which is like 40 odd years since I was a teenager, I've been aware of a higher power or a cosmic power or a god or Allah or whatever, call it what you will. And I've also, been aware that, when if I go to a church, if I go to a Buddhist temple, if I go to a mosque, there is a definite vibe there or feeling or what have you, and you call it Holy Spirit, call it, I don't know, Nirvana, call it whatever it is the Muslim friends call it. But it all seems to be for me it's the same thing. So I don't know if it's something external or whether it's something within me and all of us really. Like Jung talked about the collective unconsciousness, or the unconscious that we all tap into, and that's a big one. But yeah, but the thing is, that doesn't matter what, whether you believe in a higher power or not, is that all religions are man-made constructs. Unless you believe in books like the Bible and the Quran and are sort of divinely inspired, and I think, I don't. I'm sure some people do, but I don't really. And and basically, I think, I remember there was, graffiti in the 70s saying, if God didn't exist, man would have invented him anyway, and there's an element of truth in that, and. I think we develop. Let's say that we develop religions rather than out of the spiritual experience to help us explain the world. And if you think you're a Stone Age man, and like it's a confusing place. It gets dark at night, but some parts of the year it's dark for a lot more than it is at others. Some parts of the year it's cold for longer than it is at others, and warmer. And the whole business with the waxing and the waning of the moon, and it's a lot of these sort of like phenomena, if you like, were formed the basis of the early religions. Like the ancient Egyptians, the very ancient Egyptians, they worshipped Ra, the sun god, because they observed like the sun every morning, sort of like rising and setting every night. And I suppose because Egypt is quite a sunny country, and they saw that nearly every day, and they saw what they believed to be the god Ra in his chariot. It's like sailing across the sky. I don't think that would have worked in England because we don't get enough sun for that. But the other thing, why we've invented religions or developed religions, and I think where they can be useful is like in rituals at certain times of our life. And I think to an extent, as we're in this country in particular, we've got more secular. We've kind of lost that, and there's you look in, I won't say primitive, but perhaps in simpler societies or older religions and that there's like the whole thing of rite of passage, where like a young boy becomes a man. And there's like in African tribes, and I think in Asia as well. There's rituals and practices that are observed, and people know where they are then, and it helps with identity. As far as the sort of the mating game goes, the whole ritual of getting engaged and getting married. I mean, we've still got that, with the whole thing of reading the banns. I know fewer people are getting married these days, but there's still quite a few do. The whole thing of reading the banns, and it's all sort of and even down to things like something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. It's all helps people make meaning of it. But I think the most important where like our constructed religion comes in, and is probably most useful, is in helping us deal with like serious life situations, like like births, which are joyous occasions really. So we can welcome a child into the world with, I don't know, if in the Christian church it's sort of christening or baptism or what have you. I don't really know about other religions, but I'm sure they've got their own rituals that they indulge in, to celebrate the birth of a child. And likewise, like death and dealing with death. And I think if this is something where why we flounder a bit now these days in these more secular times. I mean, when I went, my mum died in hospital, and I went to the hospital, and she just passed away. And they said, "Would you like to see a chaplain?" And I said, "Yeah, okay, yeah, that'd be good." And bless him, he was very kind, and he said a prayer for me, which was nice, but it's not, well, it was nice. In older, sort of previous times, I would have expected that. I would have joined in, and but no, maybe we just become a bit too sophisticated. But I think we need to be careful that as we become sort of more material and more of this earth, if you like, that we don't sort of like throw the baby out with the bathwater as far as sort of rituals in religion, and I think it is important. So I'm a bit of a deep one there, but I think I'll leave it there. Okay, thanks a lot. See you tomorrow.